Continuing on with our positional rankings, today we are hopping into the top 10 second basemen. And real quick, before we start the video, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to continue to post a lot more ranking videos here as we head closer to the 2022 season. Now with that in mind, let's hop right into these rankings. At number 10, I have Tommy Edman of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ever since making his debut in 2019, Tommy Edman has made a big impact in St. Louis. Last year was his best season as he played in 159 games where he hit .262 with 11 bombs, 56 RBIs to go along with 30 stolen bases and a .695 OPS. And one thing that really makes Edman that much more valuable is the fact that he can play pretty much anywhere. Throughout his career, he's played pretty much every position in the field outside of first base and catcher. So not only is this guy a very solid offensive player at the top of their lineup, he is also a very valuable defender. Not only does he play a lot of positions, but he is also a very good defender over at second base or wherever he plays, as he won a Gold Glove last year. So Edman is a really good overall player, and I would not be surprised to see him have another great campaign in 2022. Moving on, at number 9, I have Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals. Merrifield has been one of the more consistent bats in the Royals lineup over the past couple seasons. Last year, he played in all 162 games where he hit .277 with 10 home runs, 74 RBIs, 40 stolen bases, and a .711 OPS to go along with a 3.6 WAR. And to go along with that, Merrifield has a pretty solid glove over at second base. By no means is Merrifield an amazing fielder over at second base, but with how good he is offensively, you don't need him to be the best fielder. To go along with a solid play, Merrifield is probably the most durable player in baseball as he has not missed a single game since 2018. Merrifield is as reliable and consistent as it gets over at second base, and I have him coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, I have Chris Taylor of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Taylor is similar to Edman in the sense that he is a utility man that can really play anywhere you ask him to. However, I think Taylor is a little bit more valuable offensively than Edman, which is why I have him a little bit above him. Last year, Taylor played in 148 games where he hit .254 with 20 home runs, 73 RBIs to go along with 13 stolen bases and a .782 OPS. To go along with that, he has a pretty solid glove wherever you play him, whether it be the infield or the outfield. So when you take into account that this guy can play almost anywhere you ask him to, and he is also very solid wherever you ask him to play, it makes him that much more valuable. Last year, Taylor was one of the most reliable hitters in the Dodger lineup as he was clutch all year long and in the postseason, especially in the wild card game where he walked off the Cardinals. Taylor is a very, very good player, and I have him coming in at number 8. At number 7, I have Jonathan India of the Cincinnati Reds. India had an amazing rookie campaign last year, ultimately winning the National League Rookie of the Year. All in all, India played in 150 games where he hit .269 with 21 home runs, 69 RBIs to go along with 12 stolen bases and an .835 OPS. India did everything you would want in a rookie and then some. He showed that he has some power to go along with some decent speed as he had those 21 home runs and 12 stolen bases, so this guy could really be a 2020 threat going forward. His glove, on the other hand, isn't the best in the world, but he was a rookie, and over time, he is definitely going to work on it and most likely improve. He was one of the more important pieces of Cincinnati's lineup last year, and this year he is going to play another big role. Coming in at number 6, I have Jake Cronenworth of the San Diego Padres. Cronenworth was really good for San Diego last year, and I think he is flying under the radar. Last year, he played in 152 games where he hit .266 with 21 bombs, 71 RBIs to go along with an .800 OPS and a 4.8 WAR. Defensively, Cronenworth has a pretty solid glove. And on top of that, Cronenworth can play pretty much anywhere you ask him as he played all 4 positions in the infield last year. And like I said before, I think Cronenworth is one of the most underrated players in the game. He's not necessarily the most exciting player in the world. He's not going to catch your eye with his play, but he is a very good ball player, and I think next year he could have another repeat performance of 2021. Moving on, at number 5, I have Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Marte started out his career slow in Seattle, but ever since being traded over to the Diamondbacks, he has looked like a completely different player. Back in 2019, Marte finished 4th in the National League MVP voting where he had 32 home runs with 92 RBIs to go along with a .329 average. And while 2020 wasn't the best year, Marte bounced back in 2021. He only played in 90 games, but in those 90 games, he made a big impact. He had a 318 average to go with 14 home runs, 50 RBIs, and a 909 OPS. If healthy, Marte could prove to be a very big bounce back candidate this year, as the last time he was healthy was that 2019 season where he nearly won the MVP. Now, the one knock on Marte is his defense. Last year, he had negative 15 defensive runs saved, which was one of the worst in baseball. The defense needs a lot of work, but I can't deny that Ketel Marte is not a great player. I'm a big believer in him, and I have him coming in at number 5. At number 4, I have Brandon Lowe of the Tampa Bay Rays. Lowe had a career year last year as he nearly had a 40 home run, 100 RBI campaign. All in all, he played in 149 games where he hit 247 with 39 home runs, 99 RBIs to go along with an 863 OPS and a 4.7 WAR. He does still have some strikeout issues as he struck out 167 times last year, but outside of that, this guy does everything offensively. Now, defensively, Lowe's glove does need some work as last year he had negative 10 defensive runs saved. So while there are a couple flaws in Lowe's game, he is a really important piece for Tampa Bay and a very good ball player overall, and I have him coming in at number 4. At number 3, I have Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros. Altuve has been really good for a really long time, and after a down 2020 season, people were starting to doubt him. But last year, he proved everyone wrong as he played in 146 games where he hit 278 with 31 home runs, 83 RBIs to go along with an 839 OPS and a 4.4 WAR. I know this guy did cheat a couple years back, and you do have to penalize him for that, but you can't deny that this guy still is not a great ball player without cheating. He is a 7-time All-Star, and that is not all from cheating. Now, defensively, Altuve is okay. He's really not too good defensively. I'd say he's a little bit on the lower side in terms of gloves over at second base. His arm is okay. He's really not that great defensively, but he makes up with it and then some with his offense. I really think Altuve is going to have a very good season next year, and I have him coming in at number 3. Moving on, at number 2, I have Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers. If we were simply judging this list off of last year, Semien would be 1 and it would not be close. Last year, he played in all 162 games where he hit 265 with 45 home runs, 102 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, and 873 OPS to go along with a 7.3 WAR. And defensively, Semien has taken massive strides as early on in his career in Oakland, he was the worst fielder in baseball, and up to this point in his career, he is one of the better defensive second basemen in the game. And the reason why I don't have him at number 1 is simply because I don't think he's going to repeat what he did in 2021. I still think Semien's going to have a really good career in Texas. I just don't think he's going to repeat what he did in 2021, which is why I have him coming in at number 2. And that brings us to number 1, the best second baseman in baseball right now. I have Ozzie Albies of the Atlanta Braves. Albies had a career year in 2021, and considering he is still only 25 years of age, I could see him having an even better year in 2022. Last year, he played in 156 games where he hit 259 with 30 home runs, 106 RBIs, 20 stolen bases to go along with a 799 OPS and a 3.4 WAR. To go along with that, Albies is a pretty solid defender as he has a pretty solid glove to go along with a decent arm. So like I said before, I could really see Ozzie Albies having an even better year. This season, I could see him having a year similar to what Marcus Semien had last year in 2021. So I think Albies is the complete package over at second base. I'm a big believer in this guy, and I have him coming in at number 1. All right, so that is going to wrap today's video up. Let me know what you guys think down below, where you agree or disagree. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to continue to post a lot more of these ranking videos going forward as we get closer to 2022. And lastly, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.